Hey everyone, today we have Night Sister Merrin from Jedi Survivor. I know a lot of people wanted to get her Jedi Fallen Order look with or without the hood, just since that's her first appearance and we have, lots of other characters from Jedi Fallen Order, but I also think this is like kind of a more toyetic and action figure-y look for her. This is number 28 in the Gaming Greats line, and we have a little bit of a bio here that you can pause if you would like to read. And as excited as I was to get this figure, I do have an amazing custom from Frederick's Figures that I'll show you at the end of the video, and I really would have loved to see Cere Junda. She is such a cool character. I love her look in Jedi Survivor. I also kind of liked her look in Jedi Fallen Order, but now that we have Merrin and Dagan, like, it would be cool to get Cere in her Survivor look just to have that whole team completed. So here she is out of the box. Really beautiful sculpting, all new as far as I can tell. I'm not totally sold on the likeness. I feel like she looks a little bit younger here than she does in the game. We've got just your standard points of articulation here. There is a boot swivel, which is nice to see. It kind of makes up for that lack of thigh swivel just a little bit. And I mean, it's so limited here. I don't understand why they don't shave off a little bit more of the back of the leg, considering it's like hidden by the butt piece anyway. So like, why not have this piece right here just like carved out a little bit more so then you can get a little bit more rotation from the front? I think we're definitely in like the growing pains stages of this new articulation scheme, and they just haven't really figured it out yet. We do have a nice bend at the elbow with the single joint, which is cool to see, and then butterfly joints right there that gives her a decent range, but just like most characters with jackets, it does kind of like prevent her arms from moving in too far. But if you really need to get her posed that way, you could probably squeeze the jacket in just a little bit. And then we do have ball joints at the wrists, but because of the cuff on the sleeve, it's like they barely move. So I guess the idea here is kind of like, depending on the pose, if they're getting stretched in a certain direction, you do have that flow, but there's almost like no movement at the wrist. I feel like there would be more movement if she did have the hinge instead of the ball joint, but it is one less point of articulation that you see. And then just some like standard articulation at the head, but everything's really clean. The neck and the collar are different pieces, and then that little waist piece with the belts on it and the little bits of red sticking out is actually separate, so it can move out of the way when you bend her forwards and backwards. She comes with 3 accessories, which are all technically different weapons, which is kind of cool. She's got her dagger, she's got her staff with a bunch of different paint hits on it, and then she's got this like magic Night Sister magic green piece here that is okay. It's kind of an ugly shape, I think. It's not very elegant, but there is a certain orientation. If you kind of line up this little V shape at the top of her hand, her entire hand will fit in there easily, including the thumb, and you can have that posed however you need to. I don't love the way this looks. I would have preferred what I've been using on my custom Merrin, which are these Marvel Legends effects. They're not perfect, but I think they represent better how the Night Sister magic kind of feels in the game to use. I always feel like it's more like subtle flames rather than just like a burst of green. It would have been cool if the hands had a little bit more expressiveness to them. I know that she needs to be able to hold this staff, but if like the pointer fingers were a little bit more open like we've seen on some recent figures, I think that could have been a little bit more expressive and more like magical. She has this little sheath on the back that fits the blade in either direction. And of course we have to do some comparisons here. So here is Cal Kestis from Jedi Survivor with a custom head by Fett Clone, and then this is the custom Merrin that Frederick made for me. I'm shocked at like how close this looks. This on my shelf was like totally sufficient. The new body is a little bit more accurate and I suppose looks better. I like the vibrant colors on Frederick's custom. I might swap out the hands and the head from the custom on this one, but I'll show you guys how that looks at the end of the video. And let's put in some 3D printed boglings that are from my Patreon in case anyone is interested in printing these yourself. Let's see how she looks next to Dagan Gera. That's so cool to have this trio now from Jedi Survivor, like these 3 heroes. Really just like makes all of those extra troopers and droids and all those things we've gotten from Jedi Survivor, now they actually like have a home now that we have those main heroes, because before it was just Cal and a bunch of enemies. And speaking of enemies, we've got this really cool Coruscant guard that is a custom by Centerpoint Customs. I absolutely love this figure. When I first saw them in the game, I was, I really wanted to have them in figure form, and so we'll probably never get those from Hasbro, so it's nice to have those here. And so Merrin just disappeared, and I went ahead and replaced the head with the custom by Frederick's Figures. I did have to heat it up and jam the hair into the back of the collar, but I do think it looks nice and crisp and just a little bit more premium than the standard head. Let me know which likeness you prefer in the comments below and if you'll be picking up this figure. Also, let me know your like Jedi Survivor / Fallen Order wish list. I'd love to hear which characters you want to see next. We do have Turgle and Scuva Stev coming, which is pretty cool. There's my custom KX security droid on the left in a color that I think is a little bit more accurate to the game than the one that Hasbro is putting out later this year. Make sure you subscribe on the channel here. I'm trying to hit 25k subs soon, and I have another surprise Black Series review coming out very soon. In the meantime, here are some other videos from my channel that you may enjoy, and I will see you all next time.